Hey, I'm Joe DeGanzik, and you're on Lighting Answers, and this time we've got a product review for you, a home automation product review that is literally brand new, off the shelves. Actually, it wasn't even on the shelves at the Apple Store. This is a product that literally just came out today. It was announced months ago. This is the Caseta Wireless Smart Lighting Dimmer Kit from Lutron. It is now available at most, if not all, Apple stores, at least here in the US, perhaps also in Canada, and potentially also around the world. Now, the reason why this is news is because we're talking about HomeKit compatibility. HomeKit was introduced last year at the 2014 WWDC, the Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. HomeKit is a technology that allows iOS devices, perhaps also OS 10 like Macs, but mainly iOS devices, to bridge various technologies from various home automation companies, whether they're smart light bulbs, automation hubs, dimmers, whatnot. It wouldn't matter as long as they're HomeKit compatible, and then Apple's technology could bridge them together. So this is a kit, and the reason I wanted to review it was it literally just landed today. There was a number of announcements that came out from companies such as Insteon and Elgato that their products are either now officially on pre-order and imminently shipping for June or July. And this one was available, and I said, let's get it and take a quick look at it. Now, one reason I'm reviewing it is because it's from Lutron. Lutron has been around for decades, and they've been doing lighting control for high-end applications like commercial and very high-end residential. And about 2 years ago, they got into the lower-end game of home automation and really starting to bring their lighting controls and dimmers down to a lower price for most consumers. So it's $230. You get 2 dimmers, you get 2 Pico remotes, tiny little remotes if you don't want to use the hub, if you like physical controls. And they have little mounts. You could stick them on a tabletop or on a nightstand as well. And you can pair those through the app, through the Lutron Caseta app. So you get the dimmers, you get the controls, you get the hub. It's a pretty standard hub. You plug it into your Ethernet network, and it's got Wi-Fi and this kind of proprietary Clear Connect technology. So then the next thing is the app setup. It's pretty simple in terms of you plug the lamps into the dimmers, you plug you get your power and Ethernet into your hub, and then you basically download the app. Make sure it's the Lutron Caseta app and not just the generic Lutron app from the iOS or the App Store. Bring that on. You got to enable certain things such as location services and keychain and iCloud keychain, just in case you don't have those things turned on. It's going to ask you for it anyways, so do that. And the actual setup process is pretty simple, and really I experienced no issues except that I had to relaunch the app to get everything working after I had set everything up. So it'll ask you a certain code so that it'll know that there's a code that comes with the hub, so that basically it can identify it. It knows which hub it is on your network or which device it is. It'll add it. You don't have to worry about Wi-Fi passwords or anything like that. You simply set it up and start adding devices basically. And with HomeKit, it's pretty much seamless, but that's where the keychain stuff comes in, so you got to make sure you turn that stuff on. And then you can basically add devices. You can add them to rooms. You can set up zones within your home in terms of if you have multiple floors. And so you can create this structure, and what it allows is Siri will recognize some of these names. Siri doesn't seem to recognize names of individual devices yet, or at least I wasn't able to get it working in the past little while, but it definitely does recognize rooms and some zones. But thus far, in terms of this and the Lutron, the Caseta app and the devices, It works pretty well. It's pretty quick to respond, as you can kind of see in this demo. You can turn things on and off. You can set different brightness levels. As you can see also for an LED, and this is a high-end LED lamp from TCP, but the Lutron is able to dim it very well down to 1%. That's very good for, say, like a movie scene. I forgot to mention that you can set up scenes, and this would group different devices together, assuming also if we had multiple devices from different manufacturers, you could group things together with scenes from completely different companies, and they would all respond relatively at this quickly at the same time. Your questions are what drives our Q&A episodes, so send them in, along with your feedback or maybe even a product you might like us to review. Subscribe to Lighting Answers on YouTube and get every single one of our episodes right when they come out. If you enjoy our episodes, please think about becoming a supporter of Lighting Answers through Patreon or right here on YouTube. Every little bit helps make the show even better and brighter. Thank you for your support. So Lutron's app works pretty well both on iPhone, iPod Touch that I've used it. Haven't tried it on the iPad. I'm assuming there is a version for it, and if not, you can just run the iPhone version on it and kind of the blown up big screen version. They also do have a compatible extension, and I'm assuming they would have a full third-party app for the watch. So that's also connected. You basically get to control some scenes and also some lights. You can set that in what's available in the actual the app on the phone or your touch or whatever. If I go back to it, so I can go to like my little movie scene, and it'll bring it down. Brings it down pretty nicely. The scenes do not yet have, at least in Lutron, or maybe it's not even an option in HomeKit either. We don't truly know all the capabilities of HomeKit and the scene control. It doesn't seem to have the ability to change the ramp rate or fade rate, the time it goes from one brightness setting to the next. So if I bring it back up to reading, it comes up nicely and smoothly, and that's thanks to Lutron's years of working with lighting technology, and especially with LEDs now. Like I said, these are compatible with LEDs, CFLs, and incandescent. Incandescent up to 300 watts, LED up to 100 watts. Not that you would ever find an LED that is that bright. And anyway, so back to the app, I can also control the individual brightness and just kind of manually do it until it kind of goes off. There it is. So we'll just bring that back up to something pretty nice, full blast or something like that. And then of course there is the good old Siri, like I've talked about, and there's been very few of these demos done because, well, there's just hasn't been products out there. People have hacked these things to make it work. So anyways, I can go in and basically, the old turn off the lights.
Okay, the light is turned off.
Now you notice that Siri actually said the light is turned off. That's because it understands I've only paired and set up one light. So it's just saying that. Even if I tell it light, plural, it's going to come back with light. And I'm assuming that once there were multiple lights connected, it would actually respond back in plural. And yes, I have this set to the kind of the English accent because I think it's pretty awesome. Like I said, it does recognize rooms, but not individual names of devices yet, or perhaps it does, and Siri just hasn't caught up. So I could say something like this. Turn on the great room lights.
Okay, the light is turned on.
And there it is. I can also say, set the great room lights to 25%.
Okay, I set the great room light to 25.
So we'll have a full review coming up of the Lutron Caseta Wireless Smart Lighting Dimmer Kit with HomeKit compatibility built in. What a mouthful that is, Lutron. Anyways, that'll be coming up after our WWDC coverage, which will have all kinds of info on exactly what Apple is introducing and how things are going to work together, because we'll finally have the full details. And there'll be lots of other product announcements. We'll try to cover a lot of them. We're not quite equipped to cover every single one of them, but we'll definitely give you our thoughts here at Lighting Answers. And don't forget to get out there and brighten and automate your world. I'll see you next time.